Hello, welcome. I'm Daryl Collins, and we're sitting with Lale edited2, business faculty at West Valley College, and we're here to talk turkey. Let's talk turkey.
Yes.
Specifically, Lale, I want to talk about high and low context cultures, global entrepreneurship, and being good global citizens as we do business in Turkey and around the world.
Great. Okay.
So, Lale edited2, obviously a beautiful name, just rolls
Thank
off
you.
my tongue. You're welcome. What does it mean? Does it mean anything? Of course it does.
Absolutely. A very interesting question. All Turkish names have meanings. My first name, Lale, means tulip, literally translated, the flower tulip. And let me just tell you quickly why that's an important name in Turkey, because tulip is the national flower of Turkey, originated from the Ottoman Empire. We had tulip gardens in Istanbul all over. And during trade in the Ottoman Empire with Holland, the Dutch people loved the tulip, but they didn't have any in Holland. So what there was some trade. The Turks traded cows for tulip bulbs. So we got some cows, and they got tulip bulbs, and they embraced it and spread it all over Europe. My last name, edited2, Yurt means your country, and sevan means to love. So it's a very patriotic name. It actually suits me because I do love my country. So
What's not to love? Let's get into why. I wanted to ask you about your background. I know that you're Turkish and you lived in Germany. Did you grow up in Germany?
that's correct. I was actually born and raised in Germany. There's a huge Turkish population in Germany. There was a big immigration in the late 60s, early 70s from Turkey to Germany.
Huh.
And my parents were one of those families that immigrated to Germany. And I grew up actually bicultural. I was a German Turk.
Quite a multicultural background that you have. Lale, how has that helped you be more open-minded as you practice global business, as you teach at this college? How has it helped you be a better global citizen, your multicultural background?
Yeah.
Has it served you well?
Yes, absolutely. When you grow up with two cultures and you learn about different aspects of both cultures, you actually find out that you have more in common than you have differences. It makes you more open-minded, it makes you more tolerant, and you find out at the end of the day, both people from both cultures have the same goals, to have a good and happy life. Just the way you achieve that might be different depending on the culture, but I think the most important thing that you learn is cultures are different. There's no culture that's better than the other. They're just different. Yeah. And it makes you a much more tolerant person and more open-minded and understanding.
Diversity is a great equalizer and promotes understanding. It's true. Diversity promotes understanding.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And we're talking about Turkey. I wanted to ask where, if it bridges east to west, Europe and Asia, is it a specific bridge? Is that a saying? Is there an actual bridge, Lale?
There actually is literally a bridge between Europe and Asia.
Okay, good.
And it is in Istanbul, Turkey, the largest city. The city of commerce is Istanbul. And there are straits, and they're called the Bosphorus.
The mighty Bosphorus.
Yes, that's right. And so when you cross the bridge, you cross continents, literally. It's like the Golden Gate Bridge, it's just not golden. You cross for about 10 minutes and you're on a different continent. And it's very interesting when you cross, when you go from Europe. Europe is very fast-paced and very crowded, and people are always on the go. And then you drive that 1 mile or so, and all of a sudden everything is relaxed, it's more quiet, and you can actually feel the different cultures just from crossing that bridge. It's really interesting.
It might not be golden, but it is a gateway.
Absolutely a gateway between East and West.
Very interesting information. And so the government of Turkey is a secular one, is it not?
Absolutely.
So that means that though Turks practice Islam, women do and do not both at the same time wear hair coverings? Yes,
most Turks are very moderate, light moderate Muslims, if they even are anymore. The traditional head covering is, you can see it probably in the villages or maybe the older generations. But because Turkey is a secular country, you have freedom of religion. So nobody is forced to practicing anything. We have all religions present in Turkey, and all religions are free to practice as they wish, which makes it also more open-minded towards any other religion.
So people don't eat pork, but they do drink alcohol.
Yes.
And this is promoting a freedom of religion, right, in
Yes.
Turkey. And this freedom of religion helps Turks be better, more tolerant global citizens.
Absolutely.
Fine
Yes.
example it sets.
Yes, thank you.
So I wanted to ask a little bit more about Turkey. I've heard of a Turkish proverb, and I hope I get this right. Every sheep is hung by its own leg. Did I get that right?
Yes, that is absolutely right. It's a very old Turkish proverb, actually, but it's being used more and more. I remember my mother was using it. Basically, what it means is you have you're the sheep in this case, and whatever mistakes you make, you are responsible for your own mistakes. You are responsible for your own actions. You will be hung by your own leg. You can't expect anybody to suffer for you. You will suffer if you make mistakes. So it's kind of portraying the individualism that is becoming more and more dominant in Turkey.
So Turkey, as it is a bridge from east to west, melding of old and new, is shifting from one of these high context cultures with a lot of background that they take into every interaction to a more low context culture where individualism is more highly regarded. Is that right?
That's right. And Turkey's culture originated in Asia, has a lot of deep Asian roots, which is typically a very high context culture. Mm-hmm. But because we are also a bridge between East and West, and we are embracing modern Western culture.
So important.
It is. And so individualism is a big part of Western culture. So we're trying to figure out, where do we fit in? We are holding onto our roots with the high context cultures. For example, families, extended families, group behaviors, honor, those things are still very important, but we're also focusing more and more on the individual, and that everybody has his or her own individuality, and that is becoming more and more valued in Turkish culture.
There's so much to be learned from, Lale, from melding these two ideas together. To hold on to one too much, I think, can hold a culture back. And again, I can't say it enough that Turkey's a fine example of progressive thinking and how to hold on to the old while still moving forward. I wanted to ask you about, we know it's a strategic stronghold, a very advantageous place in the world between East and West. How has that strategic place, how has it helped Turkey in the global marketplace, like with agriculture, technology, or manufacturing? I mean, I know we've talked a lot about how from jeans to jewelry, much of the things that we consume in the West are made somewhere else. So how is Turkey's place in the world geographically helping its role or impacting its role in the global marketplace?
Yeah. That's a good question. Geographically, because of its location, it always has been a bridge for trade as well between East and West, from the ancient Silk Road to today's commerce.
The Silk Road.
That's right, yes. So Turkey is, first of all, it's a very large market. It's the 16th largest economy of the world. We are high in agriculture. We are high in manufacturing, textiles, for example. I guarantee you, if you go home and look into your closet, you will find a piece of American brand clothing that is made in Turkey. And we have good textiles and good manufacturing. We are also starting to manufacture more and more technology, a lot of appliances, household appliances.
Cisco has offices there, is that right?
Cisco Systems is a big advocate for foreign direct investment in Turkey. We are also very much embracing technology, and we love keeping up with technology and with products from America. So it's a very large market and a good investment opportunity for American companies or other European companies as well. And then we also are bridging it to the east. So it's a good place to start for foreign companies to come to Turkey and then move more towards the east from there.
We can learn a lot. We can learn a lot from Turkey. Mm-hmm. So I want to shift gears a little bit. We mentioned low context and high context cultures. time orientation in a culture can be a very big way that a country's context can manifest itself. Time can be put at a very high premium, or it can be sort of loosey-goosey. Where does Turkey fall in that? People prompt, value time?
Again, it's a mix. Time is valued when it comes to starting a meeting. Especially a business meeting, you should be on time, definitely. Even with personal relationships or personal gatherings, you usually start on time. However, don't expect to end on time. Yeah.
So being prompt is important.
Being prompt is important, but once people get together, whether it's a business meeting or a personal gathering, when people are realizing they're having a good time, they're making progress, they're getting somewhere, they will continue because they're having a good time. Or when they're realizing this isn't working, we have to work on it a little more, they will continue until they get it right. So you can be prepared to meet for a long time.
Right. Important to be prompt. Time is valued there, but plan to stay until you get it right.
Exactly.
It's an interesting hybrid. Again,
hybrid.
One more time, Turkey smack dab in the middle between cultures, between contexts.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask you, what can we do here in California? What can we do to learn more about Turkey, to learn more about cultures as we're trying to be better global citizens in the global marketplace and promote global entrepreneurship, starting businesses and growing businesses around the country and around the world? What can we do? Where can we join?
That's a good question. There are a lot of ways you can learn as a student about other countries, in this case Turkey. For example, there's a Turkish American Association of California. They put together a lot of really interesting events. As a matter of fact, down in Monterey, California, they have an annual festival every August. It's all Saturday and all Sunday, right by the wharf.
It sounds like a blast.
It is beautiful weather. They have Turkish music, Turkish dancing, Turkish food, Turkish arts and crafts. They even bring Turkish Anatolian shepherds, beautiful, majestic dogs.
I've seen those. They are,
and that's one opportunity. Other things you can do is your school probably has some type of cultural events, cultural fairs, right?
And communities organize
those. Attend those. Don't skip out on it. If you ever have an opportunity to travel overseas because you know somebody from that country and maybe they're inviting you to go, or there's an opportunity to go somewhere as an exchange student, if you can, don't miss out on those opportunities because it will open your mind to the rest of the world.
This is a great way. These are all really good opportunities to immerse yourself in a culture, and there's no better way to promote tolerance and understanding and help you become a better global citizen than by experiencing other cultures. Let's not forget about the food, right?
Restaurants.
You can always go to restaurants.
Yes, there are several Turkish restaurants in the Bay Area that you can visit, and most people that work there are from Turkey. The owners are Turkish, and they will welcome you. They welcome Americans all the time.
Lale, I want to thank you for sitting down with me and teaching us so much about Turkey and how it's one of the best examples I've found in the world of being a good global citizen and promoting global entrepreneurship.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you, Lale.
Okay.
Thank you.